Good day everyone and welcome on today's episode. We're gonna be getting to know more about our command through our special guest, Auxiliary Commander Mark Condeno, Philippine Coast Guard. Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ma'am Trish. Thank you for having me here.
Yes, sir.
Well, I would like to greet and congratulate first the NASCOM for their upcoming 75th anniversary.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much also for giving us the honor to have you on today's episode. And of course, I'm pretty sure, sir, very interested po ang ating audience, especially our NSSC personnel, in getting to know, sir, kung ano po yung naging history ng NASCOM. So, for the first question, sir, I would like to ask, what transpired, sir, after the World War II that gave birth to the Naval Sea Systems Command or then the Offshore Patrol Base, sir?
Okay, so I'll bring back the past for a few shots. So during the Japanese occupation around 1942 to 1944, Nakabita Navy Yard, which is where NASCOM is located right now, was occupied by the Japanese for 3 years. So unknown to many, historical resources, historical books indicate that the Japanese did not use the facility. In fact, they used the facility again as a ship repair and maintenance, similar to what the Spaniards and the Americans did. They began repairing former American ships that were sunk or captured, and they brought it back as Japanese patrol boats. The last Japanese warship repaired was the light cruiser Kitakami around 1944. After her repairs, she was sent back to Japan as a Kaiten transport. So the Kaiten is suicide. So those are suicide submarines of the Japanese Navy.
That's very interesting, sir. Na talaga napakarami po na napagdaanan talaga ng NASCOM to begin with. And it still boils down to the fact that it came from a military, centered talaga po na culture talaga dito sa atin sa NASCOM.
Yes, it didn't change, talaga nag-remain in fact. Though, by February 1945, with the return of the Americans and of course the other bombings made during the war, the place was almost destroyed. Most of the place was destroyed, and by around 1946-47, the place was turned over to the Americans, to the Philippine government.
I see.
So they only remained with the Sandy Point, but by those times, Fort San Felipe and the Navy Yard was turned over to the Philippine government.
How and when did the ship repair and the shipbuilding flourish, sir, once more? During the 1960s naman po and the 1970s.
Okay, so again, I'll backtrack. We begin with the late post-war, with the after the reconstitution of the offshore patrol. So our Navy was part then of the Army and then known as the OSP. By 1949, it became the Philippine Naval Patrol around 1950s, I think, and after that the Philippine Navy. So it became known as the Offshore Patrol Repair and Maintenance Base. So that's one of the primary missions of the Navy Yard and of course the other future units to come. At that time, the Offshore Patrol and the PNP, later on, and the PN again, we're just starting from scratch in building up our surface forces. So most of our ships came from the United States. Our first 5 patrol craft escorts from Pearl Harbor, though some were based also in Manila, but most of the repair facilities were done here in the Cavite Navy Yard or sometimes in Subic, which we are catered by the Americans. So doon naman talaga yung ship repair facility nila. Okay, by the 60s down to the 80s, so I'll begin with, I think one of the first vessels was the 37-meter patrol boat. That's one of the first vessels constructed here. And then followed by, in front of us here is the journal that lists the ferro cement boat and then the swamp boat and some of the other ships. So, but one of its glory days, as what I have been told, was the start during the Kagitingan class, the patrol gunboat of the Kagitingan class. The actual design was based in Germany, in West Germany, and then the others were built here. There were 3 or 4 of the vessels that were built here in Cavite Navy Yard.
Back then po, how are the Filipinos known globally in the maritime or naval history?
During the prior to World War II, during even World War II, the Americans employed about 8,000 Filipinos. So in the naval shipyard alone, so it involves some of the specialties, yung mga fitters, ship fitters, machine operators. So that's where we are skilled at it. So I think most of the families here in Cavite, especially the earlier families, has some tie up with the shipyard. One way or the other, meron. They have an association. In fact, there's one in the park in Rosario, a U.S. Navy Association of Workers. Yeah. So that's one of the, we're known globally, apart from being mga merchant mariners. So up to now, well-known tayo dyan. And then ship repair. And of course, the Subic, both Cavite and of course, Subic kasi is even civilian andun siya. But we're more focusing here sa shipyard on warships.
Yes, wow. That's very nice to hear, sir. Sige po. Sir, given the history that we have discussed earlier,
Yes.
very interesting po talaga, and it's really nice that we get to know that NASCOM has already had that level of competence ever since. So, ngayon sir, that we're trying to revitalize also our capability that we had before, ano po yung masasabi ninyo on how we can achieve that, especially with the upcoming projects po na meron tayo?
With regards to that, especially the 2 Shaldag patrol crafts were already commissioned in Israel a month ago. I think that was a month ago in June. And part of the program was to have those ships built here sa shipyard. So it would be, I guess, paramount or tantamount that it would be a major revival of our activities, shipbuilding activities here in the naval shipyard. So it would be an essence for the Filipino Navy maintenance capability and shipbuilding capability. So that's one of the primary, what do you call this, makikitang pagbabago.
Yes.
So that's one of the, we're looking at the Shaldags as a revitalizing our shipbuilding and repair and maintenance capability.
Sir, it's very interesting everything that we have learned so far, and I'm sure marami pa po tayong may impart na knowledge to your unit as well, sir. So,
Yes.
if you may encourage our viewers, sir, kung saan po natin sila pwedeng bisitahin, sir.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity. Aside from being a naval historian, I'm also the museum curator for our PEFTOC Korean War Memorial Hall Museum, located in Bayani Road, Taguig, which is under the Department of National Defense Philippine Veterans Affairs Office. So it's one of our military shrines actually. Others are the Mount Samat National Shrine and Capas National Shrine. So there are about 10 of our military shrines all over the Philippines. So if any case, anyone who would like to visit, again I have it's in Bayani Road, Taguig City. Korean War is a part of the Philippines, especially as we deployed troops. Though more knows it as a ground combat, but unknown again to many, the Philippine Navy has a paramount participation in that particular campaign. So it's our second combat service support mission, and our first escort mission is the Korean War. Our first combat service support is in 1949 during the China Civil War. So again, thank you for the opportunity and for being your guest.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Last na, sir, any message po to NSSC's celebration of the 75 years anniversary?
Yes, again, I congratulate the NSSC. Thank you for having me here and sharing or imparting the NASCOM history. So there is a lot to share and there is still a lot to unearth. Of course, with the publications here and those that were shared to me by Ma'am Trish and the others, hopefully we could have them shared to the general public to know what is NASCOM and what has transpired through the years and up to the present. So it will be a particular important opportunity for the NASCOM to have its past and present and even future to be shared with, especially we're celebrating with your 75th anniversary. So it's a milestone, in fact. So again, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.